If you don't mind, let's take a moment for the sponsors so they can keep the lights running and keep West Virginia and Commonplace going. 1998, Stamps.com has been an indispensable tool for nearly 1 million businesses. Stamps.com brings the service of the United States Postal Service and the UPS shipping right to your computer. Whether you're in an office sending invoices, a side hustle Etsy shop, or a full blown warehouse shipping out orders, Stamps.com will make your life easy. All you need is a computer and a standard printer, supplies or equipment. Within minutes, you're up and running, printing official postage for any letter, any package, anywhere you want to send. And you'll get exclusive discounts on postage and shipping from USPS and UPS. Once your mail is ready, just schedule a pickup or drop it off. No traffic, no lines. Cut the confusion out of shipping with Stamps.com's new rate advisory tool. You can compare shipping rates and timelines to easily find the best option. Save time and money with Stamps.com. There's no risk, and with my promo code POD, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and digital scale. No long term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in POD. That's Stamps.com, promo code POD. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again.
So go.
Welcome to West Virginia and Commonplace. Today we are doing a movie review. John Cena has been everywhere in movies right now. He just had the Suicide Squad, and now he's having another family movie that's not friendly for kids at all. Vacation Friends.
So, as another disclaimer in this movie, these are only our opinions. We're not encouraging you to watch the movie, discourage you from watching the movie, or anything like that. We're just giving you our opinions and what we think of it. We're going to try our best not to spoil everything, but overall, it was, it's kind of a hard not to give everything away when we talk about it, because it was, I don't know what it was. I don't want to say it was bad and slow and had poor writing or anything like that, but I mean, it's hard to talk about without ruining the whole movie.
Right, and I will say this about this movie. This movie is available on Hulu, so it wasn't like it was one of these deals where you had to go out there and bootleg it or you had to go to movie theaters, because it was available right for you. And with these studios making these big budget movies, because normally something like this would be something that would be played up in the movie theater or something like that. But this is a Hulu movie, and it has as a starring character. I cannot pronounce his name, Little Rel Hori or whatever. I just know him from as the guy from TSA from Get Out. He's becoming. He's got a TV show. He's becoming, this generation's. I'm not gonna say Kevin Hart because he's funny, but he's kind of becoming the comedic relief for your movie. If you put him in your movie, you're guaranteed to have some type of success. Because I'm not saying that he's in the most brilliant movies at all. I'm definitely not saying that. But I'm saying is he's kind of a draw to a degree. Not like The Rock, not even like John Cena, but he's a big enough draw now that, when you see this guy, everybody used to just holler TSA from Get Out.
Right. You kind of see him and it should be a pretty decent movie.
Yeah. So getting into the story, I will say this without going into detail first off. And I'm always a stickler for story development. When you're developing a movie, and like I said, this is just my opinion. When you're developing a movie, you have to engage me with the characters right off the bat. You just can't throw me into a scenario and expect me to get character development as the movie goes along. I need a little backdrop, a little history.
Right. And I don't feel like we got any history in this movie at all. I think the only history we got was one of the main characters. His name is Marcus, and Emily is his significant other.
Yeah.
Basically all we learn in the movie is that her father very much dislikes him, and you get a little bit of back history of kind of what they do for a living a little further into the movie.
Yeah, and the only one that they truly focus on is Marcus, and it's mainly about his construction company.
Right.
Because you don't really find out. They talk about what Emily does, and they talk about what the other two characters do in this movie also. But no, the whole emphasis is on Marcus's construction company and the opinions of everyone about this construction company. Um, and that's the part there that kind of got me, because I'm like, we need to know a little bit more about Emily. We need to know about Ron. We need to know about Kyla. We need to know about, more of this. And you do not get this at all.
Right. I think this is more of like a center show. Like, if we want to know what's going on with the characters, it kind of gives us an opening to be like, oh, hey, here's a background of this this couple, and then we're gonna give you another background on this couple. So in this movie, John Cena plays the other couple with his significant other in the movie. Her name is Kyla. His name is Ron. And it's different. It was hard to kind of get into, and I mean, it took a lot to hold my attention. I mean, it takes a lot to hold my attention in movies anyway, so I always have to have something I'm doing on the sideline. But this one, there were a few times where I'm like, oh, okay, this movie needs to be over with so I can go on with something else.
Right. I was kind of more focused on when I was going to go to sleep and then wake up and play Stardew Valley or something like that.
Right.
I think like the problem to me was, and it's always been with the Hulu produced movies, with the exception of that one. It was one Hulu movie that had the guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine in it. Like, this movie was really, really rushed. There was one in particular scene, like I said, we're not going to give away any bit of the movie hardly, that has Emily's brother, which is played by King Bach, and everybody knows him from TikTok fame. You don't get a story development on him at all. Marcus just knocked him out for some reason. You get a minor story. You get a competition between John Cena and Marcus and King Bach, which I'm sorry, I forgot the name of his character. Y'all know we do these things on the fly. And King Bach's character is very funny. He has a bit of comic relief with another guy with him. And if it had developed a little bit more, the other scenes that take place in here, like the foxtrot and all that other stuff that happened, would be more significant. More detail about Emily's actual family would have been more, would have helped this movie a whole lot, because certain scenes in this movie, the father comes in, which is Emily's father, and he meets John Cena's character, and they hit it off.
Right, because they're both military. Right, which you knew absolutely none of that from the beginning. Whenever everything happened, it's like, oh, let me throw that in there so that way Daddy Dearest here gets along with this guy that completely came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and truly, it's just like those missing pieces of this movie make it great. 1998, Stamps.com has been an indispensable tool for nearly 1 million businesses. Stamps.com brings the service of the United States Postal Service and the UPS shipping right to your computer. Whether you're in an office sending invoices, a side hustle Etsy shop, or a full-blown warehouse shipping out orders, Stamps.com will make your life easier. All you need is a computer and a standard printer. Supplies or equipment. Within minutes, you're up and running, printing official postage for any letter, any package, anywhere you want to send. And you'll get exclusive discounts on postage and shipping from USPS and UPS. Once your mail is ready, just schedule a pickup or drop it off. No traffic, no lines. Cut the confusion out of shipping with Stamps.com's new rate advisory tool. You can compare shipping rates and timelines to easily find the best option. Save time and money with Stamps.com. There's no risk, and with my promo code POD, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in POD. That's Stamps.com, promo code POD. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again. That it was something that was put on Hulu, no doubt.
Right.
And I'll never take anything away from Hulu, because I know they spent money on this, and they have tons of subscribers. and things like that. But my problem that's been going on with streaming movies, and I'll just add this in here, like actual streaming, even with Disney Plus movies, um, they seem cheap. Like I like the experience of throwing it on a projector like anyone else because that's my whole thing. But these movies feel cheap. They feel like something like a bigger budget than Lifetime.
Right, kind of like, here, let me pay my actors more than I'm going to actually pay my production crew.
Right.
Because if you know, if you, and I guess that kind of comes back to our opinions of everything. We do like the story development, the character development. We like to get to know all of that when we watch a movie. Now, I mean, there are some people that are going to love this movie because, it's quick, simple, it's to the point, it makes sense, everything rolls together. Obviously, you're going to get from the title of the movie, it's called Vacation Friends. So these two couples go on vacation separately, and then they become vacation friends. And that's not ruining anything for anybody, but there's a whole lot more that goes along with the movie. They're completely opposites, different cultures, different areas from the States, basically different everything. They have different views on life, careers, family goals, all of that stuff is just completely different. And then it kind of tries to tie everybody together.
Right. And I'll say this, and we watch a lot of movies. We play video games too. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna exclude 2019, and I'm gonna go back to one movie in 2020. And I mean, we've watched at least 30 to 40 films.
Right.
And this is not to take anything away from Quiet Place, because we were not going to talk about that. But I want to say this. I watched one movie, Unhinged.
Yes.
Unhinged, with Russell Crowe in it.
Yes.
It had story development.
Yes.
This man caught a house on fire, blah, 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 blah.
That's another podcast.
Right, that's another podcast. But here's the thing. That is the only movie that refreshingly just comes to my mind that had the full development, because they played the story long enough. And the movie was fairly long,
right?
But it was long enough to get me drawn into it. And right. The reason why I'm not including A Quiet Place Part 2 is because it's a sequel to something that it gave background information. Quiet Place 2 is the only other movie that's in that set group. Because I mean, I watched what was that other movie we watched with the girl in it, and she was Becky. We watched Becky.
Yeah.
And Becky was a good movie, but it didn't have no story development.
Right.
So my main issue here, and what's been going on with these productions, there's no backstory. And not to take away from this or anything, but I will say this, and even with the Marvel Cinematic experience we're getting right these days, Black Widow, to me, I'm not doing a review on it. I'm just going to say it like this. I don't think it was that great of a movie, because once again, I'm not basing anything on this whole experience of going to the theater or anything. It's just these character developments. It's so fast. You're not getting no backdrop, but back over to John Cena in their movie.
Right. Well, I think with this one, the difference in, let's just say, a Hulu movie, produced movie, and a cinematic movie, I wouldn't pay to go see this movie in theaters. Unhinged, yeah, I would have went and watched that a couple times probably. I would have paid money to watch that in theaters multiple times.
We did watch it once in theaters.
But did we? Yeah. Okay. I think everything was the
only thing we watched in 2020.
Right. Right. The one time the theaters were open, I think, whatever it was. But yeah, I wouldn't pay to watch this movie in theaters.
And I think it goes back to this. When I think about John Cena movies, and John Cena is starting to steam into some movies, like he had the Suicide Squad.
I'm nothing to take away from this man and what he's doing, but I personally am getting tired of seeing and hearing John Cena everywhere.
I mean, he does do the Honda commercial.
I know his voice is on every single commercial, and I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like, is he running out of money, or is he this popular that everybody wants him?
And let's do this real quick. And let's think about John Cena's hot streak.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad. And I'm leaving one movie out, Fast 9. He's
We couldn't hardly get into Fast Nine.
But what I'm
So
saying is John Cena's starting to get a little streak going,
right.
and then he had the TV show on TBS where the people bounce on the ball,
Yeah.
splash out or wipe out or something.
Something.
Yeah, something like that.
Like I don't know what it is. Like I said, I feel I don't know. To me, he's first and always a wrestler. And just seeing him in some of these movies, I don't know if he has an agent that's like messing with his head, being like, here, do this. If it's something he really enjoys doing. Um, is he running out of money? Is he that popular that these other places are like, oh, hey, we need to make some money. John Cena's popular, so let's get him in here.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those scenarios. Like, I just wonder what's really going on here because,
Right.
like you said, I'm going here, and I'm like, I understand Fast Nine that gives him a role in there. He's hanging out with The Rock again. That movie's star power. That's something that's a catalyst to get you going to where you're going.
Right.
And even before this, he had that little Nickelodeon movie. Like, he hasn't made Disney movies yet. Like, he's on Nickelodeon status. So
right.
It's kind of like, John Cena, I like you as a wrestler. You came back, and he even came back and did like a few 4 or 5 month deal with the WWE, and he didn't promote any movies, but he
right, and that's the thing that you'll see there, the difference. And I think him and some of these other people,
like
he didn't come. Yeah, he didn't come back to WWE to promote his movies.
Okay. Yeah, and he did say that, but Brock Lesnar did put the beat down on him.
He did.
That's for a whole nother podcast for a whole nother day.
Right.
So we're just saying this. Vacation Friends is probably not one of the better movies by John Cena that you could see this summer. I would suggest to you wholeheartedly go see Suicide Squad. It's a totally different type of movie.
And make sure you watch it all the way through, past the end credits.
Yeah, make sure you watch
it. Spoilers.
And that was her spoiler. And basically, so that you can get a whole gist on what's going on with him, and also there's more stuff to tie in with the Suicide Squad.
Right.
So make sure you definitely have that membership with HBO Max and get on there and listen to the commercials and different things that have been talked about. And one thing I will say about that whole experience over there is, that Suicide version is kind of like a Guardian of the Galaxy movie because you got James Gunn as the director. He's the one, he's got a different style to the way he does movies. So definitely check that out. Vacation Friends, it's free on Hulu. If you got 2 hours or some change to burn and you're just seeing it for the namesake of John Cena.
I mean, it had good acting. Like I did enjoy the actors and the actresses, and overall it was a decent movie. So I would encourage you to at least watch it and inform your own opinion. I don't think you should take any part of our conversation as negativity, any of that stuff. So definitely give it a watch. We're not sponsored by anything in this podcast, but if anybody wants to throw something out there for us to talk about, just let us know. You got a movie in mind, let us know. We'll watch it, give you our honest opinion, and see how everything goes from there.
All right. And once again, this is West Virginia Uncommonplace. And thank you, Stacey, for coming back on to help with one of our great reviews. One thing I do want to say is everybody that listened to the Godzilla review, listen to the Mortal Kombat review. We've got a big one coming out in a few days. What's Love's Got to Do with It will be released this upcoming Thursday. Along with this is going to be on our premium content. So all our premium listeners, I want to thank you so much for subscribing, and we will be moving over to other premium services in later December, early January. But as of right now, we are on Apple. That is our premium service.